My darling people, before I enter this story, let me ask you one simple but powerful question. In this modern age of premium Snapchats, midnight sneaky links, and viral waist snatching tutorials, who still they keep that thing? You know what I mean. Virginity. Yes, I said it with my full chest. Don't form holy or shy on top this matter. Oh. In fact, I get some people where if them here say girls still be virgin at 19, them go open mouth like them one swallow mango whole. You know, this story na something where some people go want to laugh at, but when I finish, na them go use tissue clean tears because this matter, it's deep. It's about pressure, about choices, and above all about Bimbo, a young girl who had every reason to compromise but chose to stand tall. My spirit they dance as I think of the lesson inside this story. Get ready. This gist now for mature minds we still get small sense for dignity. My darlings, gather round because before we go too deep into this story, let me ask you, who be this bimbo self where one small innocent virgin girl go shake one old hostel like pepper in wound? Let me tell you who Bimbo is. Bimbo na that kind girl where you go see and just know say she no belong to this generation. Her spirit be like those olden days women, gentle, deep and firm like Iro and Buba. Not because she dey old school but because the foundation strong like ejigi bread wey no soak. You see, Bimbo was raised in a quiet Christian home in Akure. Her father na retired teacher, her mother na school principal. Discipline and values dey that house like wallpaper. No be house where you go waka around with spaghetti strap and chewing gum anyhow. From a young age, Bimbo always stood out. While her mates dey sneak watch Big Brother Nigeria, she go dey read Chimamanda and Maya Angelou. While some dey dream of celebrity boyfriends, Bimbo dey dream of TED Talks and building a community center for girls. I tell you, her own childhood sweet but strict. A calm, rich jam time, you know say that one na national exam and spiritual warfare combined. Bimbo enter university with flying colors, law department, prestigious like first daughter of a village chief. Her parents cried tears of joy the day she packed her bags. Her mama even prayed over her brows. Lord, let no man see what only you should guard until her wedding night. Not so them take release her to the world. But my dears, no be only graduation be the goal for university or the real graduation they happen inside the mind, and that's where the wahala started. Bimbo enter hostel with heart full of excitement, carrying new bed sheets, plastic buckets, and one dream to make friends, join fellowships, and become a focused girl on a mission. But as she stepped into that hostel room, our own shock start. The other girls? Ah, they were hot, fierce, and ready for vibes. Wigs stand full like boutique. Condoms they bedside drawer like chewing gum. Talk of boyfriend? Each one get two. One for love, one for money. And there stood our dear Bimbo, small, bright-eyed fresher, with her Gideon Bible and virgin hair we never see flat iron. She introduced herself with a smile. Hi, I'm Bimbo from Akure. I'm here to study law. But the way them look at Anne, you go think say she just confess say she be witch. One girl whispered, law girls day too holy. She go be buzzkill. But Bimbo no shake. She smiled and unpacked her books with pride. Yet, as the days passed, something began to shift inside her. She started to feel the weight of difference. Like, am I weird? Why do I feel like an alien in my own room? But here's what many don't know. It's easy to act strong in public, but in those late nights, when laughter they echo for corridor and gist of weekend hookups they fill the air, Bimbo go just hold pillow and sigh. She began to feel like a fish out of Lagos traffic, alone, out of place, questioning herself. But even in her confusion, Bimbo held on to something special, her voice. You see, Bimbo may be quiet, but her voice strong like granite. She started journaling every emotion, every moment she felt invisible, every time she heard, "You too, they dull." That diary became her therapy, her best friend, her mirror. And my people, that diary go later become book we shake the old school, but that's gist for later. But you see, in the midst of it all, Bimbo's light no go off. It flicker small, but it no go off. Because no matter how small candle be, if na original wax, it go still burn steady. And that, my sweeties, is where the real story begins. Bimbo arrived university like many of you did, full of hope, ambition, excitement, and a little fear. She just turned 19, fresh from her parents' house, stepping into the lion's den where them they call campus. Everything was new. The big gates, the noisy cafeterias, the annoying lecturers with their form God, and most especially the hostel. Hostel life no be beans o. You go see things where your pastor no fit pray away. Girls dancing in towel at midnight, boys sneaking in like rats, everybody forming boss lady with borrowed wigs and overstretched leggings. And Bimbo, she entered that world like lamb inside den of lions, but she kept smiling, hoping say these her roommates go become her sisters. Chai, she no know say na reality show she enter. You see these are hostel sisters? Hmm, as wild as untamed goat during Harmattan. From morning to night, it was either makeup tutorials, boyfriend drama, sugar daddy update, or argument about who cooked jollof with no Maggi. These girls they live life like say them get 10 lives. Every night their room turned into gist arena. One go talk about how she dodged pregnancy scar. Another go share how she collect iPhone from one married man we resemble her uncle. Meanwhile, Bimbo, small gentle girl, go just sit one corner pressing her Bible app and whispering silent prayers. But even that self no protect her from what was coming. And let me pour you this hot, bitter, sweet tea, my darlings. Because every strong girl, no matter how bold she may look in the day, will face that one night where her strength is tested. And for Bimbo, that night came quietly, but it almost broke her. It started like any other evening. Mosquito singing chorus by the window, hostel generator humming like tired engine, and the usual madness of makeup, wigs, and "what are you wearing to club tonight?" flying up and down. Bimbo sat on her bed, reading a feminist law journal, sipping her Lipton tea. As usual, the other girls no send her. One even hissed and said, "Na so book they sweet you rich?" She smiled. No answer. She had gotten used to the shade, but that night it was like the mockery reached boiling point. You know when devil go just gather meeting inside people head? That was how her roommates, five of them, formed panel of judgment on top her matter. One girl started, "Bimbo, I want ask you something serious. No vex oh, but you never kiss guy before." Bimbo chuckled. "No, I haven't." Another jumped in like market woman. "Ah, you mean say your lips still dey untouched? Jesus, in this 21st century?" The third one added, "So what exactly are you keeping it for?" Because me, I know they understand again. "You be known? Known?" My dear, Bimbo just sat there, frozen, like statue. She could feel her ears burning, her eyes stinging, and before she fit answer, another roommate, the loudest of them, stood up dramatically, did a fake cross on her chest, and shouted, "Holy Mary of room 8, Virgin of Hostel C, Bimbo, you too, they try, oh. Now small time remain, you go grow wings." Gibo! The room exploded with laughter. That laughter, it pierced her soul. She no talk. She just stood up quietly, entered the bathroom, and sat on the toilet seat fully clothed, with tears rolling down her cheeks like rain when no get break. Bimbo cried like baby. She wasn't crying because she was ashamed of her virginity. Ah, no. She was crying because of the loneliness, that feeling of being alien, of constantly defending your dignity in a world that mocks modesty. She cried because she felt unseen, misunderstood, and out of place. That night, for the first time, she questioned everything. Am I being too rigid? Is this really worth it? What if I'm missing out? What if I end up old and alone and all these girls were right? Ah, temptation no be only man matter. Sometimes it's internal confusion. And my sweetheart, let me be honest with you. Bimbo almost gave in. She came out of that bathroom with swollen eyes, sat on her bed, picked her phone, opened her DM. There was that guy, Raymond, who had been toasting her for months with poetic messages and fine boy grammar. She clicked on his name. She typed, Hey, are you free tonight? Yes, oh. Bimbo. Ah, dear Bimbo typed it. But as she was about to hit send, she looked up and saw something. It was her mother's picture, tucked into her mirror frame. That same picture she brought from home. Her mama in full Ankara, smiling like queen of Akure Women's Association. That smile, that reminder of where she came from, it saved her. She put her phone down. She deleted the message. She hugged her pillow and whispered to herself, No, I won't break because of their noise. That night she didn't sleep, but in that sleeplessness, she birthed something new: resilience. Bimbo realized she could cry and still not quit. That being tempted doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. But standing your ground, despite the temptation, makes you powerful beyond measure. And my sweet listeners, Aunty Gistina is telling you now that moment, that broken night, was the one that shaped Bimbo into a warrior of her values. She didn't run, she didn't beg for acceptance. She simply decided, I will not shrink to fit this world. This world will adjust. From that day, the pressure turned to full blown heat. Advice began to pour like flood. Just try it small, it's not a big deal. Girl, you're missing out, oh. This is university, not convent. Some even offered to introduce her to nice boys who would treat her gently. Even her own mind started playing tricks. In her quiet time, she'd wonder, am I the problem? Am I behind? What if I'm really missing out on something magical? My dear, that's how self doubt starts. And it can finish somebody if them no hold ground. One Friday night, as the room smelt of pepper soup and broken morals, one roommate jumped on her bed and screamed, Guess who I finally scored? And the girls gathered like witches in coven. She started describing how one fine boy from law department gave her the time of her life. Gibu gibu eh. From kissing to candlelight to something I can't even say out loud. The clapping and cheering, eh? You go think say she win Miss Universe. Bimbo sat there, her chest tight. Not because she envied the girl, but because in that moment she felt like the only outsider in her own home. That kind loneliness where pain past heartbreak. That was when the voice in her head whispered, maybe it's time to try. But thank God, say Bimbo carries small sense inside her destiny. Instead of jumping into the crowd, she jumped into herself. She joined the debate team. The girl started speaking fire on stage. Her confidence grew. She began writing for the school paper. Small girl with big voice. And slowly, that pressure way, once threatened to break her, started to turn into purpose. She began walking differently, talking boldly. The same girls will laugh at her before began to respect her from distance. Because one thing about confidence, it they make noise louder than popularity. Bimbo had found her voice, not from bed, but from backbone. Then one day, one bold girl approached her again. You mean you still never do? Bimbo looked her square in the eye and said, "Yes, I haven't, and I'm not ashamed. You see that silence will come after? Sweet like chilled malt. Nobody fit talk because her voice carried weight. That's when you know you've won, when your presence silences mockery." She stood there, proud, not because she was perfect, but because she made a choice and stuck to it. And that's strength, that's power, and that's freedom. Ehen, my darling listeners, make I tell you the sweetest twist in this bimbo story, the divine reward for standing your ground. You know, they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But in Bimbo's case, when the soul is ready, the tribe appears. After months of being the odd one out, after months of watching her roommates leave like campus was a nightclub, Bimbo's light finally attracted her people. No be everybody for school they lost in boyfriend drama and skincare for sugar daddy business. Someday, we still get sense, get purpose, and get respect for self. One evening after debate practice, she met Ada, a final year law student. This Ada na serious woman, sharp tongue, book smart, and her eye know they find validation from man. She overheard Bimbo speaking passionately about gender stereotypes, and she smiled like one prophetess we don't finally see her successor. That night, they sat under a mango tree for almost 2 hours. They spoke about books, careers, God, boundaries, and guess what? Both were virgins. It shock you? Yes, now they exist. Oh, Ada even said, "Bimbo, your body is yours. It is not a trend, it's not a rite of passage, it's a sacred choice." Ah, Bimbo nearly cried. She thought she was the last of her kind, but she was wrong. From there, Ada introduced her to two other girls, a pharmacy student and a poet, and like that, a new world opened up. No more awkward silence in rooms filled with dirty jokes. No more pretending to laugh at things that stabbed our spirit. Bimbo now had sisters, not roommates, sisters of vision, people who could hold deep conversations without bringing in waste bits or hookups gone wrong. And in that new community, Bimbo began to breathe again. Now, let's talk serious, my people, because they get one class wey scatter table so they dem no fit rearrange that day. For gender studies, the lecturer walked in like person we carry thunder on the armpit. She stood tall, looked around and said, "Why do we only measure a woman's worth by what she has done or not done in the bedroom?" Silence. You know that kind silence will be like suspense for Nollywood Part 2? That's what filled the room. And then the lecturer began open fire. Why is a girl mocked for being a virgin and at the same time shamed for being loose? Is womanhood a punishment? Who set these rules? Who benefit from them? Chai! Bimbo felt like her soul had just received holy baptism. As the lecturer continued, Bimbo's eyes watered. It hit her. This wasn't just a story. This was the shared suffering of millions of girls where they fight invisible battles. Girls where they pretend to be wild just to belong. Girls way they do it not because them want do, but because them fear rejection. Girls will lose themselves just to be accepted for a night, then forgotten by morning. Bimbo realized that the pressure wasn't coming from her roommates alone. It was society's chains passed down through music, media, even family sometimes. But that day, in that classroom, she made a vow to speak up, to shine light on this unspoken crisis, to own a narrative and help others do the same. From that moment, Bimbo began writing powerful articles in the school newspaper. Titles like "My Virginity is Not Your Business." "No, I'm not waiting for marriage, I'm waiting for myself." And "Dear Society, we are tired." And let me tell you, her words started shaking tables from hostel to Senate building. Some praised her, some mocked her, but all of them listened. Let me round up this story with the sweetest chapter. because every pain, every mockery, every lonely night Bimbo endured, it was not in vain. By her final year, Bimbo wasn't just a student, she was a voice, a brand, a symbol of resilience. She graduated with honors, wearing a crown of confidence on her head and peace in her heart. While others left school with stories of regret and I wish I waited, Bimbo left with clarity. While others scrambled to cut ties with hostile mistakes, she left with shoulders high and stories that inspired. One day, during her convocation, a former roommate walked up to her, one of the same girls who mocked her. She hugged Bimbo tightly and whispered, I wish I had your strength. I wish I had waited. And right there, Bimbo realized this journey wasn't about being better than others. It was about being faithful to herself. You see, virginity isn't a crown. Neither is sexual experience a curse. What matters, and I say this with all the fire in my dramatic anti chest, is choice. Informed, empowered, intentional choice. And my dear, Bimbo chose herself. She's now a speaker, a writer, a mentor. Girls reach out to her every day saying, thank you for telling your truth. Because in this loud, over sexualized, pressure soaked world, her quiet defiance became a beacon. So listen to me well. You will they watch this video with popcorn in your hand and curiosity in your eyes. You will don't feel pressure to do things you're not ready for. Or maybe you were done already crossed the line and now you they feel used and confused. Let me hug you with this truth. You are not your past. You are not your label. You are not anyone's property. You are light. You are enough. You are allowed to choose, unashamed and unafraid. So whether you've done it or not, own your story. And next time somebody asks you, you still never do, look them in the eye and say, yes, I'm doing something better. I'm becoming me. Now go on, share this video, tag your sisters, drop a comment below. Let's raise a generation of girls who choose themselves with confidence and class. I remain your one and only Aunty Gistina, the gist giver with ginger, the matron of morality and madness. Until next time, keep shining and keep choosing yourself.